Okay, here we go. Peace and blessings, beloved family. I don't know why my screen got me jumping in and out, but I am here. Welcome to Who's Naked Up in Here. Thank you all for joining tonight. Um, y'all know how we do up in here. It's a open mic. It's a safe space for you to share. Please unmute yourselves and greet everyone in the room.
Hey, everybody from Philadelphia.
There we go. Philly in the
Yeah.
house. Chilly Philly in the house.
Good evening, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Gifted. I see everybody being a little shy tonight, but it's all good. We're gonna warm up. Um, I'm kind of trying to shake my little energy off tonight so I can get in there too. So I don't know what's going on. It must be in the air, but we're gonna get through it. For all y'all that would like to share, please hit the reaction button. Let's see your hands raised up in the room, so I know that I'm not here by myself. And we're gonna just dive on in. Seems like we got a nice intimate crowd tonight, which is good. I like intimate spaces. It allows us to be butt naked um, and really embrace each other in these expressions. So again, thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for participating, and I can't wait to hear your voices. I'm gonna go ahead and open up. Um, I'm working on a bunch of new works. Uh, I got something special coming with my co-host that I'm excited about, but I'm not going to dive into that. I'm just going to touch up on it that it's on the way. Y'all be on the lookout for that. Hopefully, we'll get it done before the year is out. All right, this piece I'm about to recite is called Better to Give Than Receive. Can you all hear me well? Awesome. He said it's better to give than receive. I guess you can say he's a quarterback. His third eye vision perceptively channeled his hut, and he's always on the ball, always ready to move forward. Even in his step away, there wasn't a handoff out of reach. Some say his palms were leased from God himself. Others say his touch bore the nails of his cross. Something special in the way that he worked the field, above average, the way he saw the game. I've seen many running backs trip over their own feet, not even looking back to give up a lob. Yet he moved to the point, ready for the next play, always ready for the next 10 yards. He said it's better to give than to receive. I guess you can say he's a quarterback. I saw him throw a bullet with more than hope that the receiver was fit to catch it. Countless long and short yard gains, finding their mark between the numbers. He put game in the hands of peacock receivers, threaded their needles so they appeared wide open, while their pleased clutch would just turn and run. Him cheering them on as far as they could carry, only praying that their butterfingers don't fumble again and turn over the ball. But it's funny how willing to switch team some dream to be team captain, not team player, teammate not big enough to compound word when positioning yourself to capitalize. Salary caps fitted big on your head, snap back when you label yourself a franchise, no matter how it played out or how it paid out. He always wished the team success. Win or lose, he never bowed out to unsportsmanlike conduct, even though most of the time, outside of the initial play, he was never the hand open for the pass, never thought of for nothing more than his glorified being the arm, only favored for his shotgun. He said it's better to give than to receive. I guess you can say he's a quarterback. That
Oh, so you just going to come for us like that out the gate? You're not even going, all right, cool, 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 cool. That was beautiful.
Well, thank you for receiving that. I wrote that some years ago. I don't know, it's football season. I figured I'd talk a little football to y'all. Let's see what this sounds like. This is another short one. It's called Dungeon of DMs. This one's for the OnlyFans with back page incentives. Price to be value packed as someone's sneaky link. Thank you for your portfolios of juice jugs and peach fuzzless holes you expose through social media. Opening the market way to keep sex clean with the drought of actual human contact imposed in quarantine. It's been hard to be single and healthy and not have concern over your sexual urge. When Walmart outfits, boy shorts, and TikTok leggings, tempting the eye to find the thirst in between those aisle walk-bys. Your rise is why Instagram direct messages have ridiculously gone wild. How good evening queen became what are you doing right now? And exposed below the navel picture go down with a manipulative ribbon tying eyes to hearts, escaping momentary loneliness within viewing body parts. This is just a warning. It ain't a secret when you see them. You're just another photo snatched up in the dungeon of DMs. And that's that.
Woo!
Wow.
Yeah, right on.
You know how to start a show, Mr. Witz.
Yeah, that kicks it off.
Yeah, we can all go home now.
Y'all so
Thank you
silly.
for coming. Good night.
It's been a great night.
I feel blind out tonight. I didn't know where to go. I just grabbed whatever was in front of me. That piece really was written during the, I won't say the top of the quarantine, but somewhere within that process where everybody was being trapped off and the OnlyFans um, jumped off. People were setting up these pages, but the funny thing was, instead of allowing you to find them, they was reaching out and sending them to you. You can accept somebody, and next thing you know, you getting nude pictures in your that was unasked for in your DMs. Um, I know women have gotten them as well as men, unwanted nudes. And you're like, what the hell is this? I'm just trying to socialize, or what do you call network. So during that networking, a lot has exchanged during that process. So that was something that I wrote up during there, and I thought it was funny in the time that I wrote it. Had no idea that OnlyFans would really get as large as they did. You didn't get any gifted? Oh, well, be happy with that, because like I said, this is unsolicited. So you may not have wanted to see what was coming, but I know a lot of females did complain about the harassment that was happening during the quarantine by people just sending stuff to their DMs, especially if you were considered an erotic poet and you wrote any sort of eroticism. People took that as a opening to be whoever they decided to be in the moment. But if you wasn't a victim, be grateful. That's all I can say. And, it's really nothing to flaunt about, nothing to brag about. But moving forward, um, let's all open our mics and our hearts, and let's show some love to escape artists.
Hey.
Woohoo!
Welcome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so this piece I'm going to share is called Writer's Block. I would like to get more familiar with it. That's why I'm sharing it. So here we go. The boogeyman is loose again. There's nothing to do but wait until he's caught. By now, he's halfway across the cranium, hiding in the nooks and crannies of the prefrontal cortex. He's a leech, a tapeworm of creativity, and it's tricky to trap him, to catch him. He knows his way around my brain, thinks he owns the place, tracking dirt wherever he goes, and he feasts, swirling strings of things I try to think onto his fork like spaghetti. Every time I try to create, he makes a meal out of me, turns every fragment of a thought into a shameless treat, making sure my productivity is deceased, picking teeth with words meant to form a line, flosses his gums with the images trying to escape my mind, through the pen to the paper. He's a hunter, preying on anything that moves, stomping out any sparks before they become fires or ideas. And it's tricky to beat him. Sometimes it takes everything in me, the love, the hate, the hope, the rage. It takes every weapon in my arsenal to get my gift back. Sometimes it takes sight. It takes closing my eyes to open the third for a deep dive into the habitat where the monster hides. I'm the crocodile hunter, death rolling with a prehistoric giant as old as time. Writer's block, the plague to my creativity. I've been here before. We fought this same war. Every time the sky gets too dark or the room too loud, the beast takes it as an invitation to show out. But I know if I just let the ink in my pen do what it does time and time again, an army will emerge from my fingertips. Weapons of words serve as kryptonite to the monsters I fight. They will slide out from underneath my fingernails, rise from the parchment, swords drawn, suiciders for the cause. They know they may never form a sentence or have something to describe, just happy to die for the opportunity to write.
Oh, that was fire. That was fire.
Good.
That was
Metaphor
dope.
in that was brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you. Do we get one piece or two pieces?
No, you get two pieces. I just wanted to
Yeah.
comment, leave room for people to give love if it's something that they wanted to add.
Okay, let me look for another one. This next one's called Maternity Leave. I'm reading this one because Mr. Witz, I read a poem of yours that had to do with animals, like farm animals, and I told you I had a mention of a similar line in my poem. So this is the poem that I was referring to. It's called Maternity Leave. When are you going back to work sounds like such a weird question to me. Like, when are you going to rejoin the misery? Like, your baby is old enough to miss you now. Your family is not important. Get back in line. But where do I put my guilt? It doesn't fit on my tool belt or in the gang box. I can't let them know I brought it with me. They told me not to bring it into work anymore. I can't help it. It never leaves, except when I'm with my baby. Women in this country are treated closer to cows than human, closer to livestock, the way they want to rip our babies from our wombs and kick us back to the assembly line. No time for skin to skin, more like chickens producing eggs, a product for America to make money off of. Eggs snatched daily, yolk fertilized by the dollar, born a coin and sold before it even has a face. Demanding strangers raise our babies so we can make them record profits, feed them synthetic milk just to keep the company running. Imagine being pressured to leave your child and your family to keep the greedy wealthy. A CEO who probably never leaves their family, probably has so much money they lobby politicians to make policy that only benefits them and their friends, but disadvantages you and those like you, making your need to return to them eminent. Like, they don't have to pay you or even provide health care. They don't even have to refer to you as a woman or a mother. You are a birthing person. Without them, you can't afford to eat. It's not enough that you'll be working for the rest of your life. They want those precious moments too. The first mamas or dadas, the first steps, missing out on your baby's milestones, the memories you won't make. 6 weeks. That's the time they give a woman to get it together. Hurry up and get used to this new body, this new mentality, even though it took almost a year for your body's transformation. Ignore that postpartum and get your heels on the pavement. Don't talk about it at work. How lost you are, how guilty you feel. Suck it up. Your baby's old enough to miss you now. Your family's not important. Get back in line. Please don't ask me when I'm going back to work or how quickly I can leave my baby to rejoin the misery.
Finish y'all open y'all mics up and show some love, please.
That was awesome.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, what's your
So
IG
powerful.
handle?
That hit.
Wow.
That
Put your IG
hit.
in the chat.
Oh, you're not
please.
following her? It's right there. Escape
No.
artist. Matter of fact, it's a little more. Escape underscore artist. What is it? What's the numbers?
908. I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, put it in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, let's make sure we all following each other. Escape artist. That both pieces was definitely heartfelt. That one hit so much harder because I feel like that's been part of the plan was to force women into the workspace to keep them from motherhood, to keep them from birthing the nation, and that separation. Um, and don't get me wrong, there are some brilliant fathers that are doing a great job helping with raising a child, but there's nothing like the nurturing that a mother gives. And um that breastfeeding part I think is so important to the growth of a child, and they want to, force you into that formula mindset. Everything is byproduct, you know, from the very
Mhm.
beginning. So I love that piece. That piece was it hit home very, very, very strong.
Thank you.
Any more flowers, please. I know y'all got some say so behind that word.
Now, I finally got a chance to make it in tonight, Mr. Woods. This is Gentle Spirit right here in the house.
Well,
Oh, my
Queen, it's
goodness.
good to have you in the space.
It's good to be here. Y'all done got here and got whole blessed. Like, oh
Yeah,
my goodness. That was straight fire. Like, that's another heart hitter right there.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't think people talk about it enough, how important it
Right.
is for women to actually heal completely before they even try to think about going anywhere or doing anything else or, you know.
Right.
Absolutely.
That was a phenomenal piece, and that's so true. Other countries and places like Canada have 12 months, where we have six 6 weeks to get it together. That line,
Right.
to get your stuff
8
together.
if you had a C-section, but most times 6. I mean, those little 2 extra weeks, they
Right.
must make a world of difference, I'm not sure, but
They don't.
crazy out here. It's crazy.
Yeah, but if the corporates allowed you to stay home with your babies, then they wouldn't be making their money at daycare. So you're not going to get it.
Right. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you for that share. Thank you for both pieces. Amazing. Welcome into the room, Kels. Welcome, Black Silver 47. All right, let's keep this energy moving. Y'all open y'all hearts and y'all mics and show some love to the makers. Gustav Salas.
Hey, Mr. Witz. Hey, beloved poets.
Woo-hoo.
It's good to be with you tonight. I've got 2 pieces for you. And the first one is called Welcome to Dystopia. It's for your brother, Mr. Witz, and everyone trapped in the American prison industrial complex. Idiocracy gone to hell in A Handmaid's Tale, like a remixed 1980 floor show. Their brave new world's really a plague-ridden medieval times. People playing war games when, strange game, the only winning move is not to play. Blade runners terminating skin jobs. Road warriors beyond Thunderdome. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. The other guy's soylent green. It's people. It's people. But I'm going to bust out the Matrix because I see there is no spoon. The God Emperor of Dune. I make like Omega Man and kill some zombies before Skynet unleashes the Terminators. You are number 5. I am not a number. I am a free man. You are number 5. I am not a number. I am a free man. Ha 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 ha. The prisoner imagines the cell. The jury has sent him to hell. His 6x8 slice of dystopia within a dystopia, America's prison industrial cornucopia, complex but as simple as a slave plantation, 2 million people in incarceration, the US, the world leader in prison population, domestic infant supplier, exploitation, penny wise but pound foolish, we're Gacy clown ghoulish. That's it. We're like Bozo the clown foolish. 698 Americans out of 100,000 are behind bars. China's only got 121 per 100,000, home of the free hours. Prison, pardon the prisoners of the drug war fought in error, bring healing to communities where once there was terror. We built our society on a broken foundation. White supremacy and guns are the seeds of our damnation. Guns have turned Americans into prisoners of unconscience, afraid at school, afraid in the grocery, afraid you'll be the next Walmarter. shot, live streamed, and accompanied by a racist manifesto Kickstarter. Tucker Carlson paraphrased by the incel loser who has taken society's abuse and is now the abuser. The abused is now the abuser. Thank you.
Thank
And
you
I
for that
have
piece.
one more.
Thank you. And I've definitely enjoyed the sci-fi underlay scripted in that piece.
Yeah, I thought that was really dope. Are you from New Jersey?
No, I'm from West Palm Beach, Florida right now, but I'm coming at you from Pennsylvania, Philadelphia tonight.
Oh, have you been to Jersey lately? At any open mics in Jersey lately?
I was at Scarlet Reserve Rooms, Puff Puff Poems.
I saw you there. That's where I was like, I know this guy. I know your voice, like your style of poetry, because I remember your set from there, and I was like, I know this guy. He must have been there. It got to be him. Yeah,
Right
that's
on. You
awesome.
were there. That was a great night. That was a really dope night.
I was there. You know what? You want to hear something funny? It's kind of unfortunate. I didn't. Yeah, he was there. He was there. Um, I didn't stay the whole night. I signed up to be on, but like everybody was just like bringing the energy so much. I got overwhelmed by everybody's energy, and I didn't perform because I was like, this is just too much for me. Like, it was just way too much energy, but I loved it. It was great. Everybody was phenomenal. It was great.
Cheers, man. That was a great night. I had a good time. So my next piece is called I'm Pro-Choice Rant. If men could get pregnant, abortion would be a religious sacrament. You would be able to grab the morning after pill at 7-Eleven in Cool Ranch and flaming hot flavors. Listen up. This is not about protecting life. It is about controlling women. And if they cared about life, they would vote to feed children. They would vote to house them. They would vote to educate them in schools safe from gun violence. But they don't. They are not pro life. They are just forcing women to give birth, and that is cruel and unusual in the extreme. Women are not domestic infant suppliers, you medieval monsters. Repeat after me erections have consequences, and elections have consequences. I urge all of you to stand for women's bodily autonomy and vote next November as if your rights depend on it, because they do. Thank you.
Yes, y'all open your mics and show some love to Megan.
Amen. Amen.
That's my
Yeah,
Can you
yeah.
put your Instagram in the chat too?
Yep.
Please.
All right.
Yes, indeed. Let's make sure we staying in touch with each other. Now connected, tap in. I know Diamond, a lot of these faces that you're gonna see tonight is probably gonna be new to you. So y'all continue to put those IG profiles in the chat so that she can connect with you all. She has a show that she's running, and I know she's looking to get some fresh voices in her space. So dope. Demegas, anybody got any more flowers you want to give up to our brother tonight?
Can you put your IG handle in the chat so I can follow you?
Yes, dope energy, brother. Both pieces were solid, and you always come with even in your calm, you have a big presence. You have a big stage presence, even when you're relaxed in your pieces. So we appreciate your energy here as always.
Yeah, I like your style. You have a very unique style. It's memorable, so it's good.
Right on. Cheers. Thank you, everyone. I love you all.
That's what's up. And you got some love in the chat. So make sure y'all getting that. And continue to pass on that love, whether it be in the chat or be verbally out your throat. Let's make sure that we embracing each other because it's not always easy or comfortable to share whatever's in our hearts. So that being said, y'all open your hearts and your mics and let's show some love to our next artist. I know you came in the room a little bit later, but I'm calling them out as they come across my screen. So I hope don't anybody feel like they're being skipped. Trust me, we got enough time and enough space for everybody to be heard. So I'm just calling them out as they line up. But y'all open up your hearts and your mics and show some love to Ray Jane.
Ooh, Ray J.
Hey, oh crap. I was like, wait, there's some
Oh,
people
come
in
on,
here.
Yeah,
Glasses.
Ray Jane.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What's up,
So
friend?
psyched to see you.
Greetings.
Hey,
Uh,
young lady.
what's up, Erica? How you doing, girl? Greetings,
Okay.
everyone. I appreciate the space and the time to be with you. Thank you, Mr. Wiz, for creating such a safe place for us to return to and find it just as we left it, which is a blessing, right? So I got two pieces for y'all. One is from my new book. As she said, my name is Ray Jane, ITSRAYJANE, and I got my first book of poems out called Black Like That. So if you haven't got your copy, I will drop the info in the chat for you to get involved and join us on this journey because it's going down. All right. I'm excited to share the words with you. So one from this book and then some new shit. You know, I've been writing thanks to y'all and y'all workshops. So be outside. This poem is from the chapter that my mama is reading right now because my mama's reading it and doing her homework with the workbook called Those Bodies, chapter on milepost 6. And this poem is entitled Dante Wright. How heavy is your cross if X's always mark your spot? If everywhere you stand has grave potential? When your death has siblings only a few miles away, tell me, how heavy? Does it cut into your skin like mine do? Does it wait, ebb and flow, but never quite dissipate? Help me. What are you supposed to say? While their mouths are full of excuses for accusers, while their mouths are filled with your blood. And yet, the heaviest part of it, the knowing there is no monopoly on grief, that other souls also live under a stampede. Lord, if this is all a dream, wake us up before they drop another guillotine. Thank you. All right, so that's from Black Like That, my first poetry book ever.
I enjoyed that, Rachel. I like the way you recite. I love it.
Thank
Oh
you.
yeah, Ray Jane got the thunder lungs. Uh-huh.
Long.
Thunder lungs. I love it.
Yes,
Yes.
that is what they call me, Thunder Lung, one of my names.
Yeah,
Gifted.
everybody's giving love to your voice. You have a way of transforming from sweet Ray Jane to just really um, collectively grabbing the stage. It's like um, it's so strong that it's scary.
Mm.
You know, it's deep. It puts you in a trance. Like that's why I want to get your album. I want to get your album because I want to hear your words coming from your mouth, coming from your voice. And them glasses is dope. You always coming in here with some flavorful glasses too. I see
I be trying to see, you know what I'm saying? And since I got to
you.
see, I figure, I at least make it somewhat stylish. I appreciate you. Do I have time for one more? Is that okay?
Yes, I'm not cutting you off, not by far. Just wanted to pay some homage to what was presented so far.
Oh man, I appreciate you, all of you, just for listening and choosing to pour into me. I tell people I do well work as my regular work, and I return to the community to refill my well. So I appreciate y'all and y'all water for me. I got a new poem that I ain't read to nobody yet. So this is new shit. All right. So I hope y'all mess with it. And it's a response. I've been trying to write about what's going on, and I still haven't gotten it all out, but this is the first bits. It's entitled An Emerging Hellscape. The shifting has begun. The slipping of what you stand on, of what you ought to be concrete. Can you feel your old relationship sliding into the in-between? Uncomfortable being this intimate with the crevices of their modern disbeliefs. How many bodies are required for what the deceivers would just as soon have you forget, erasing all while hell is happening? Oh no. But ain't no more hiding in reflective wind. All ungrounded expect the zap of the catching when we get enough flying vermin close enough to the light in us, see them salivating and growing ever careless, colonizers, ego mistaking the brightness of our eyes for fruit barely bared from surviving trees. Oh no, the rapacious are leading with their bellies again. How they are uncomfortable being this intimate with the crevices of our modern disbeliefs. How no attention get paid to the swaying of grass movements beneath their blood-bottom feet, leaving trails thinking they were still anonymously operating. That night still provided enough cover for the snatchings, the callings into gutters, the quiet exchanges of flesh and doctrines, under hungry kitchen tables, bargaining with false currency of democracy, monopoly, made money so dirty now we could never afford to pass go. Oh no. Oppressors never guessed the Congo would rewrite the code, call back all coltan to our motherboards, pave path to the mothership in demands to see all pale palms hidden, land in Sudan, right where beauty and wickedness change hands, all while calling out for justice in Yemen, media made to keep the head spinning. Douse the need to vomit with vermouth, but verily I say to you, the real gag is in the depths next to the truth. More than enough dirt to dig in, dig this. Rumor has it the kin of Lord Rothschild's over here reneging. But you ain't hear that from me. And by the way, the debased keep unveiling, they snitching. In my hood, that'll get you fucked up. No wonder Iran and Egypt hitting us with the A. To keep it a buck, you could get this work too. I'm from the bottom. I know what that means. I'm still surviving that volume. World been at war with me and all my threes. Some of awakening from the dream to a reality where citizenship just means you get to be American. The ever-flinching children of a drinking, cussing, murdering parent. Quick question, is being an American an experiment on the limits of the Stockholm penance? Because I'm just wondering whose pennant am I paying for? Why $80 at the grocery store gets me a head of lettuce plus tax? Why I got all these American degrees, don't know free, and feel like a failure? How does that math? Enough to have billions to let to give when American water's still on Flint. And for those of you who won't move without facts and figures, then figure this. American tax dollars provide $3.8 billion in aid, not to you or me while we bleed annually. 14.3 billion recently. So what I'm saying is Uncle Sam giving out lobster dinners while feeding me and you poison Mickey D's, making excuses for killing Social Security, got hip to us trying to be vegan and mutated all the seeds, selling us at birth, signing us away in ink that's I and C, stacking imaginary debt when I've been a millionaire since my first wink. But Americans grew me in grief and got me. Big Luther begging for student loan relief, selling organs on Amazon to fix Mountain Dew rotted teeth, stepping over our veterans on the way to urgent care, because who can afford care that's primary when nothing exists above second-class citizen if you darker than a paper bag but American, or again from Yemen, or perhaps you Sudanese, or Palestinian, or Congolese, or anything blacker than whatever, whoever's thieving in secret needs us to be. Let me ask you something. I'm not even almighty. When you were balancing your books on TikTok earlier, did you know that America just added killing kids to your budget? Oh no. No worries. I'm sure old girl would just go back to her old tricks, turning them on Wall Street until Madam Federal Reserve opens those pretty red and blue lips and prints new money for white men to play war games with again. Last question, I promise. No, a request. Just look down at your hands and ask, how much blood do your thoughts and prayers really mask?
Y'all open your mics and show some love to the poet.
Yeah.
That was fire.
Damn.
That was so
That
Oh
was
my
crazy.
God, fire. You bring it so hard. Oh my God. So hard. You were so good.
Yeah.
As soon as I come off this Zoom, I'm following Ray J. It's Ray.
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna get your book too. It's Ray J. And you say you have a CD out as well.
So my audiobook is finna drop. It's actually live on 2 sites. I'm waiting for it to hit Spotify and Amazon and all of that. So as soon as it does, expect the real. I'm gonna let y'all know it's a much better buy than the vinyls that are out that gave
Yeah.
you 5 tracks on each side. This gives you all 61 tracks. I read you the entire book. So
I love to hear it in your voice, Ray J. One love.
thank you. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for the space.
We appreciate you more. Make sure you put your handle inside the chat. Please, your IG handle so everybody can tap in with you. IG seems to be the main platform that we all launch from, and stay connected with. Powerful pieces. As always, though, nothing short of what you always give us. We appreciate you and for sharing the new piece. It's brilliant. I can't wait till you marry it and get it all the way that you want to deliver it. It's going to be even that more powerful. There's nothing more important than life. Than, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing more important than life. And yeah, as I listen to that piece, I just hear life being snatched away from us. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ray.
that was amazing, Ray Jane. Amazing. Oh, wait a minute. That was amazing, Ray Jane.
Yeah, that's both were great pieces. That second piece was so powerful, but your delivery was absolutely amazing. The cadence was amazing, but the emotion that you projected both in your voice and your facial expressions really supported delivery of that message. Absolutely amazing. I started following you on Instagram. Certainly looking forward to touching base with more of your work. Absolutely loved it. First time I was privileged to hear your voice, your delivery, your recital.
Awesome. And thank you, Raina, for joining us tonight. Welcome, Gemini Fox, Foxy Gems. It's good to have you in the space as well. Right.
Yeah, my
Appreciate you guys
apologies,
pouring
Mr. It's
into each
been
other.
my apologies for the last few weeks. Just work demands have been crazy even now, but sort of while I'm eating free, I thought I'll jump on and yeah.
And we gracious to have you, brother. No need to apologize. We all lifing in this world, and I know, you know, we all are. I don't want to say buying time, but we paying out to survive in this systematic structure. I'll say that. Um, so yeah, we have to work. We have to work to eat, to survive, and to maintain what we have. So we're gracious to have you anytime we can have you, brother. You know you're welcome. With that being said, y'all open up y'all hearts and y'all mics Let's show some love to Jane spoken word.
Ooh, that's my Jane.
Come on, Jay.
Hello, poets.
Yes. Represent.
Hey,
Jane, I'm so
Jane.
happy that I finally got you because I know a lot of times the night carry on and you have other things going on. So I'm glad we was able to get you in early tonight. Good to have you, Queen.
Me too. It's always a pleasure. Love being here. Love hearing the poets. Ray Jane, we all need to take a break and take a deep breath after that piece because damn, you brought it, girl. You really did. And thank you for that piece. So I've done this piece before, but it's so very apropos that I'm going to do it again tonight. And the piece is called Bang You're Dead. Women and children are running in fear from men so cruel and anger fueled, committing atrocities that bring us to tears, killing one another over man-God rules. Men in soldier suits with guns and tanks, and men with lies upon their lips as they drank to bloody victories of now and then. Men in fresh pressed suits, making war, pushing paper and pen. Didn't you hear what Marvin said? Mercy, mercy me, when will it end? In the cities, they run past the bullets that fly. Or lost in the desert, they waste away and die of thirst. When ancient water jars are burst, where children are bought, fucked, and worked till they're dead or they're grown, it's a planetary shame on you. And it's all about skin tone. Cambodia, Rwanda, Sudan, Tibet, Brooklyn, Staten Island, Ferguson, Baton Rouge, Charlottesville, and all the rest. The list goes on and on and on. Haven't you had enough yet? What is wrong with people? Oh, haven't you heard? Their God has instructed them. They got the word. To reap the rewards, you must kill the infidels. Blow them off the face of the earth and send them all to hell. And to all you good people who love the sinner but hate the sin, preaching from your pulpit, spewing lies from deep within of hate and intolerance, though Jesus loves you nonetheless. You think you're on the highway to heaven because your sins in the dark you did confess? In the name of a Muslim jihad or a Bible-thumping Christian crusade, as long as it's your version of God, then you're happy, regardless of the mess that you've made in your God's name. Hindus, Muslims, Christians, and Jews all throw their dice in vicious war games. The wrath of God, an eye for an eye, millions of dead motherfuckers just the same. So when you get to the gates of your vision of heaven, will your God make you pay for all the death and destruction and hatred of others? What will your God say? All the wars of all the gods, of all the religions, will fall upon deaf ears when we realize we are true spirit beings without the religious fears. I'm reminded of a line I believe George Carlin said. Do you believe in God? Answer yes. Then absolutely, please do move ahead. Do you believe in my God? Answer no. Then bang, you're dead. Peace, yo.
Hell yeah, Jane's spoken word.
Whew, that was straight fire as well. It's just like back to
Yeah.
back.
Yes.
Insane. Tonight's
That
been
one,
great. Yeah.
that one kicks you in the chest, man.
Whew, yeah.
Well, we poets are the word warriors. We bring up shit people don't want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
So for people that don't want to hear, this is my second piece.
Mm.
Other people don't want to hear.
This piece is called This Sister. Liberated by the written word, I am not my past life blurred. Despite what you've heard, my future transferred from a dactylogram of the past. Now at last, I am this body. I am these emotions. I am the immortal story. I am the beauty in imperfection. Liberated from the shadows of dark, from a tortoiseshell safety, I depart like an abandoned bust at the station's park. A poet of the street, I'm a motherfucking warrior. I sharpen my pen and I shatter all barriers. Poetry released from an incarcerated mind, floating bars, I did my time. Now getting back to my spit with some new shit. Writing poems for everyone, all my relations, my ancestors of the sun. Who but the rhymer will bring truths to bear? Who but the rhymer verse tragedies of despair? Pens dipped in the blood of suffering hearts, cursing deceptions, tearing lies apart. Tumbling words that dangle in my throat, conjuring remedies and antidotes, bleeding out into rivers of ink. Drowning in rhymes of missing links, where heaven meets hell, no time to think. Collecting dreams from broken machines, dripping metaphors and scorching similes, haunting the streets with spoken word poetry. I spit rhymes you don't want to hear. I spit shit to strip you bare. I'm as harmless as a neutron bomb, and I'll hit your shit with chloroform. I am your audacious, bodacious, beautiful sister, and you better fucking know this sister don't whisper. Peace, yo.
All right, Jane. That's my sister right there.
Woo-hoo, that sister
I love
don't
that.
whisper.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Love it.
Fierce. Yeah,
Sister don't whisper.
Jane.
I love that.
Take
Yeah.
no prisoners in your poetry.
Scorching similes.
Thank you.
Powerful, Shane. Thank you for your shares tonight. I gotta go back to that first piece. That first piece, it really grabbed me because I just started digging into this series. Y'all might have heard of it, American Gods.
Mm.
If you haven't checked it out, it's something to to look into because of the significance and the hidden gems behind the story. To how the things that we praise become the God of our dreams or of our visions. Um, and it doesn't always have to be like it can be the food we eat. It can be the things that um, push us forward, like artistry or sports. You know, whatever it is that take control of you or pulls from you, shall I say, that you find yourself surrendering to. It's sort of like a deity. And I heard that in that piece was you were saying like it's my God, as if we don't all have the same creator. I'll just say that, but it was powerful, and it just chimed in on there for me. So thank you for sharing. I'm glad we was able to catch you tonight. Um, Always a pleasure having you in our space.
Always a pleasure to share it with you guys. Thank you so much for sharing your words with me and for allowing me to share my words with you. You guys rock. I appreciate it. Mr. Witz, love you, man. Peace.
I'll be right back. You know it.
Yeah, I love you, Jane.
Peace. Thank you, Magus.
That's what's up, man. Y'all keep loving on Jane's spoken word. Y'all keep loving on each other in and out of these chats. Again, we all speak from our heart, you know, and any message that's been given to us has been given to us through the grace of God. So that being said, let's make sure that we pouring into each other, like Ray Jane said, keeping each other's cup full. With that being said, y'all open your hearts and y'all mics and show some love to the other half of this presentation, an amazing gifted.
Yeah, gifted. Let's go.
Yes.
Woohoo! Yeah.
So gifted.
Hey. I looked up, you know what, and I thought I was a person before me, but okay. How y'all doing tonight? I love the energy. We coming. All right. I'm trying to multitask here. All right. Here we go. Y'all didn't say how y'all was doing. Y'all doing good?
We doing well, Queen. We doing better now that this show got flowing. I'm telling you, my energy was stale until I came into this space. So I thank y'all for lifting me tonight, for real.
Cool. All right, Mr. Witz gave me some inspiration. I'm so glad he did because I didn't know what I was going to do because I'm trying to finish a report. But when he mentioned football, I remember I have a kind of football piece. This is called Flag on the Play. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Why didn't you tell me when you started to see me fall? I turned left when I should have turned right, up and down to just down. Set emotion into isolation. Nothing piqued my interest. Darkness felt like home. Turned my snack into a snack, and facing me was not a pleasing sight. I saw the warning signs. Should have been better than yesterday. Licked my wounds and snapped the ball. It was still all my fault. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. A flag is on the play. There's no blame in mental health. There's no blame in needing help. Backflips of my mood is no longer in my hands. I'm dancing about in these social circles in the distress that simply takes possession of my being. It creeps up like a thief in the night. I was rammed by a stiller. The thievery of saints. But the lion in me wouldn't lay down, wouldn't stay down, because the bingle stripes that are blitzing those shades of gray that tried to confine me, raising emotions back to a safety zone, allowing the cope of a meditative mind and a calming acceptance that there is hope. Easing my mind to the understanding that depression can no longer find. That's that piece.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was dope. I like it.
Woo-hoo!
That was dope.
Gifted.
Yes, gifted.
Thank you. Thank you. I thought it was a fun way to talk about depression. Did y'all catch the Steelers, the Bengals, the
The
Saints?
Bengals, yeah, we heard this I definitely heard the teams in there and the football underlay. I thought it was dope to show that competition of you battling the mind throughout the piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Thank you.
dope. It was dope. I gotta hear that one again. You know, some things I missed it.
Thank you. So I am working on some new stuff. So this is still untitled because it's a work in progress. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
We hear you
Good
really
to go.
good.
Okay, y'all quiet. Yeah, okay, quiet. All right. I wanted to kiss your lips from the moment that I saw the wonderful, pure chemistry of our glow. The way you seem to stand at awareness of your charm, chest out, shoulders back, chin up, commanding my attention to salute your beauty with my eyes. The distance keeps my lips at bay to only imagine how it would be to softly plant them against yours and feel the warmth of your design. I'm completely captivated by the impression you imprint on the world, belonging to none, yet giving to all, shaping the energy of our emotions with each phase of your light. And I want to kiss you over and over again. The radiance of your celestial divine. That's that piece.
Watch out now.
Yeah. Woo-hoo.
You know I love that.
You make the heart go pitter pat.
Because I was waiting for more. That's why I didn't say anything. I was like, oh, okay, she's finished.
Yeah.
We working on something special for you all. That was a little piece of it. I was trying to avoid poking around in there. I'm glad.
I didn't say anything. You're saying it. I did not say where it came from. I just said it was work in progress.
They still don't know what it is. It don't matter. I mean, it's still it's from it. I gotta give it its love. I gotta acknowledge it. I'm not gonna sit there and
The man's so excited, gifted, he couldn't contain himself. He's just
that
so
part.
excited.
That part. Thank you.
Oh my
Thank you,
gosh.
Raina. I couldn't
Thank
find the
you
word.
all for listening. Thank you. I appreciate your feedback and the love that you all show. It really means a lot. So, because there really are some up and down days. That first piece, Flag on a Play, it's intentional and serious, but delivered in a palatable way, but it's true. So thank you for the love that you continue to share and show.
Back at you, Queen. Thank you for sharing that with us tonight. Good energy, great energy as always. Y'all continue to love on Gifted. And while y'all doing that, open your hearts and your mics and let's show some love to Nemo soon.
Nemo soon. Yeah.
Hey,
Hello, everyone. What an amazing, wonderful evening. It's amazing to be here.
Get it, Nemo, get it.
I have two microtriptychs that are connected. The first one is all new ink that I'm working on. Okay, here we go.
Hello.
I keep crawling back into the gutter, covering myself in the filth of 1,000 told you so's. Loneliness has been sitting with me lately. Sometimes he holds my hand, and there's something strangely reassuring about his cold and constant grip. Something that feels like home. That siren song of seclusion, the simplicity of isolation is so tempting. The opportunity to let everyone go and never say goodbye again. I asked my reflection to put down the spear so we could talk. I saw in his eyes years of mistrust, like, we've done this before, brother. Waking in a crater again, I have to ask myself, was the velocity mine? Did I choose this trajectory? Was the crash my fault, or the result of inevitable vectors carved into the face of the universe? 100 paces or two into the exclusion zone, I found a flower blooming. Delicate blue and yellow petals waving to and fro in the gentle wind. It seemed so calm and certain of itself, unaware of the subtle resonance of the explosion that killed our family. I could not help but wonder what else I might find alive. I can't be nobody forever. I can't find the light while I'm hiding, living in the crater of my once upon a time. Thank you.
Straight fire. Yeah.
Thank you, Gaston.
Yeah, y'all open your mics up, please.
Yeah, that was dope.
Nemo,
Always bringing us back to ground. Nemo always bringing us back to ground.
your word choice is so crazy, Nemo. You always lay these heavy metaphors that really pull on the heartstrings.
Yeah.
You got an amazing way of finding the right things to say. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, everyone.
And make sure y'all checking in the chats. There's some love being passed in there. And if I haven't been mentioning it, please, after you perform, please put your IG handle in the chat. We got some new faces in here, and we just want to make sure that we all staying connected with one another. And I know with Instagram being our major launching pad, that most of us can keep up with each other on that platform. So please put your handle in, so that we can all reach out, touch someone. That being said, y'all give up some more love for my brother Nemo. And while y'all loving on Nemo, open up your hearts and y'all mics and show some love for Brooklyn in the house. Miss Erica Floyd.
Oh, I didn't realize it was my turn. Hello, everyone. I have a new piece, well, one that I haven't read yet, and an old piece. I guess I'll start with the one that you guys already heard. I'm trying to deal. I got 2 children whose birthdays is tomorrow, and one who is graduating from basic training tomorrow. And I'm not there, and I'm hurt because I'm not there. Anyway, let me go ahead and read this one. This is the necessity of self-exploration. And can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes, we
Okay.
can hear you well. I was typing in the chat, but we hear you.
Loud and clear, Erica.
Hey. This route has been traveled a minute, but not as often as one suspects. The course, never really boring. On the contrary, many climates were encountered. In past, men all paused at the beauty beyond the earthy tone's glow. Yet now, menopause dictates climate control, from global warming to cool like snow. Since self-exploration is necessary to know one's depth in order to show, in order to enlighten the one who is the chosen to settle here. As time passes, we find we have yet to scratch the surface of what motivates the spirit beyond the dust. The terrain tends to shape shift as time shifts, showing many bumps in the road, even encountering craters here and there, uneven trails with shrubs and thickets thriving in places out of their natural habitat. Stubborn expanses of what appears to be uninhabitable wasteland. Marks stretched beyond one's boundaries, but marks the spot like X to remember battles that were victorious. Yet in its center is a cavernous, hot spring to give warmth and comfort, to give relief to the considerate, healing to what aches when the environment is favorable, when it's giving, when it's pleasing to the eye. But when the weather is harsh and unbearable, unforgiving, showing no flexibility, the spring becomes as a well gone dry, no longer giving comfort, no longer giving warmth, no longer giving grace, no longer giving access. It may allow you to travel past unscathed, but it will not forget your harshness. It will remember. It will learn from it and be better prepared for whatever season comes after. Home. And so let me see here if I can do this.
Fire! Hold on, fire!
That part.
Damn.
That part. You did that so so sophisticatedly to speak of the change that I know a lot of women dread. But you made it seem so beautiful in expression that you brought back the humanity of it. Thank you for sharing that. I think it was dope.
Thank you. This
No,
next,
I was digging on the note. I was digging on the notes too. You were reading it. There was music in there.
thank you. Thank you so much. Now this is going to be interesting because I'm reading from my phone and trying not to let you guys see me. I did change the picture for a reason because this was an ekphrastic that I had written yesterday. I think I finished, well, I started it on the 12th and finished it yesterday. Okay, I'll go ahead and try to read this one. When I first encountered you, I wasn't looking for a relationship. I had no expectations. Our meeting appeared to be organic and later orgasmic. Collateral damage to my defenses, cataclysmic. Never in my wildest imagination could I have conjured such magnificence, bringing new meaning to the phrase Black girl magic. Since the manifestation of you superseded my dreams, double dutching into my single circumstance, preventing any others from having a turn. But we underestimated the power of outside forces. Double-handed on one side without synchronized harmony, calling claps to backhanded barbs, whether out loud or under our breath. Ultimately, managing to affect the tethers of our covenant. Too many times, too many tests, too many hurts outweighing the whys I fell in love with you in the first place. And because I am desperately attempting to hold on to what love I have left within me, I must leave. Staying at this time would be devastating for us both. So in order to salvage myself in this, I must turn my back to you, because facing you, knowing what I need to do, would make me too weak to escape in order to save us. My soul is stubbornly tied to you, since my heart is in bondage with yours. And because of this, it is extremely devastating. So if you ever really loved me, release me from these soul ties that have us entangled before we choke on our pride. Poem.
Come on, poet. Y'all open up y'all mics and show some love.
Woo, girl, goosebumps.
I did not want to be crying today, but that was about to make me cry.
Woohoo! Yeah.
And I'm so glad that you changed the picture, because that allowed me to spotlight it. It won't let me spotlight that one, but when you changed it, because that was really powerful. And the picture gave life to your words. And
Yes.
And you're still writing it, and you're living it, and the release of the tears, and the release of the work. They marry. They're good.
Yes.
well done, Eric. I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you. My Brooklyn.
Thank you.
Yeah, the language
I love the
was brilliant.
It's not easy to write about the self, but also transcend it and make it about all. It's not easy. It's vulnerability is the key, I think.
I love the portion of it that you posted a couple of days ago. It was brilliant. So I can't wait to hear the completed piece.
Yeah, that was fire. The language was definitely brilliant. I heard when you first started to get into the speaking of the ropes with the double dutch and not allowing for another to have a turn, and then you just started to unravel and going into the soul ties and the bondage, and it was brilliantly penned. That was genius, Erica. Thank you for sharing that.
It's this iron sharpens iron. I'm around you guys almost every week. I'm like, dang, I gotta show something. So thank you so much.
Awesome.
Those were the main notes you read in. You were there a lot.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Super dope. And y'all keep on loving each other in and out of this chat. I think it's so important that we do that. Please remember to put your social media handle into the chat so those who are not following can keep up with you, and you can continue to be a growing family. With that being said, Let's move on to the next artist. Y'all open up your hearts and y'all mics and show some love to Black Silver 47. If you still with us, Black Silver. You was taking a nap on us.
Yeah, hello.
Okay, we got.
All right. How is everybody?
Good to have you, brother. We hear you loud and clear.
Okay, cool. I've got two pieces. Yeah, these are recently wrote, so I'm excited to share them. The first piece is called Lies, and the second piece is called Sis, as in sister. So we'll start out with the first piece, Lies. You forgot, but I remember. You took it off, but I put it back on. You poured it out, but I filled it up. You covered the flames, but still I burn. You ripped the page out and threw it away, but we both know what you wrote. You thought it was a joke, but I'm not laughing. Even the shedding of blood won't turn a lie into a truth. Even the weeping of a river won't turn fiction fact. I am the shadow that remains under 10 bright lights. I am the shadow you cast every time you lie. I am always here as the other side of the story. I am always here as the true meaning. I am always here as what you will become. I am always here. So yeah, if lies could talk, that's what they'd say. Just came to me, just had to write it down. So yeah. Moving on to the second piece, Sis. All right, here we go. Simple as the day I was born. Simple as fire from the void. Simple as getting high. Simple as a battle cry. Simple as us versus them. Simple as her and him. Simple as the color blue. Simple as an ocean view. Isn't it weird how the most simple things are the hardest to do? Isn't it weird how I met you? Isn't it weird how coincidence is correspondence in disguise? Isn't it weird how blue is not actually the color of the sky? Simple as a natural disaster. Simple as medicine and a doctor. Simple as a dog and a bone. Simple as a millennial and a smartphone. Simple as nobody's home. Simple as this poem.
Well, y'all open up your mics and show some love to Black Silver.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Awesome. It's great.
Yeah. Woohoo!
I want to say I like that neck piece you got on, brother. It's beautiful. If I haven't said it before, I don't know if this is the first time I got to really acknowledge it, but it's a beautiful piece.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you for following your inspiration. Sometimes the poems come through you. You don't even know what they are until they're on the page. Now you get to see it. And then over time, you get to mold that like clay. It's a beautiful thing to follow that inspiration from within.
Yeah, my philosophy when it comes to poetry is the poem's already written, you know? It's like, we know what to say, you know? It's just a matter of like, are we gonna run from ourselves and try to like hide from ourselves, you know? And like avoid what needs to be said, you know, because like, you know, but Yeah.
Well expressed, brother. Always enjoy your work.
And that's an endless process, though, too. It's an endless process. Honesty is what you're talking about.
Hey,
Yeah, thank you, brothers. Y'all keep showing that love. Make sure you're putting your IG handles in the chat so that your family can keep up with you beyond this social media platform. All right. That being said, thank you for sharing. Y'all keep showing that love to our brother Black Silver 47. And while y'all loving on that brother, open up your hearts and your mics and let's show some love to Gemini Fox.
Go Gemini.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Yeah.
I just got some not so good news, so just clearing that out. I didn't know I was next. When the clouds come, they all run for cover. They like fair weather, lightning scares them. I guess when a dragon is born, so is the blade forged to vanquish it. I buried my dragon, concealed her from everyone, protected her underbelly. I knew the day would come when a simple mistake would be made and I exposed her under all of the scales. How sweet she was, how docile a creature, all of her fear subdued. And I let you in, allowed my dragon to sleep while I opened up her scales, subdued her dragon's breath. I handed you the weapon myself, produced it from my pocket where I had kept it safe. And maybe I asked for this. I take full accountability. I wanted to end us both, me and my dragon. Her fire was too much to keep anymore. I was afraid of what she would do if she ever got out, but I never expected you to use it. The definition of vulnerability is exposing yourself, all of your faults, all of your past mishaps, your troubled past, your trauma, taking all of your weapons, handing it to another, and trusting that they will not use it against you. Maybe hoping, maybe praying, trying one more time to see if someone can tame this beast other than you. So I blame myself. I blame myself for the lava flowing from between her scales. I blame myself for her dragon breath being doused. I blame myself for the look in her eyes when I stare at her in the mirror. No, I don't blame you. It was a death wish anyway. I blame me. So that was my first poem.
Beautiful,
That's
Gemini.
crazy. I'm gonna just let you go with that one. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was so beautifully written. even in the pain that I could hear that lies behind it. We all have a form of beast that we trap inside ourselves that, someone can bring out of us. And when, like you said, when you be vulnerable, it's like giving them all of the weapons to slay you, to out you. That was brilliantly and
Thank you.
yeah,
Him
beautiful.
and I stepped away for a second, but was that up the top of your dome?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I love you.
I love you too, Miss Betty.
You're magnificent.
You didn't write that down. I don't know what to do with you, woman. I don't know what to do with you, but you better make sure you go back and get this before I kick you.
I know, Mr. West.
Kick
I
you
know I
with my
want.
pen. You know you something special with that off the top. Yeah, you just gotta make sure you
Yeah.
go back and get this, okay? That was powerful.
I will. Do I have time for one more or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I almost forgot. Give me 2 seconds. Let me save you the trouble. I will read out the list for you just so you know what you're getting into. You can say that I'm argumentative. I like to debate from time to time. You could say that I'm a lover of God, and that might be a flaw in itself. You could say that I snore loudly. I don't cry pretty. And I am an interrupted sentence, an interruption in a sentence. I will interrupt you when you speak. See, the words escape by themselves sometimes. They always do. I speak in parables and verse. I rhyme from time to time. There, I did it again. Right now, I look like an anomaly. Something interesting, mysterious. You want to see the other side. It's all here. Everything right in front of you, nothing hidden. But there is a darkness. A corridor that few people have walked down. Most run the other way. You say you want to walk down the cobblestone streets of my mind. Cast a light on every shadow. But lights come with shadows of their own, and you casted yours upon my corridor, and now all I can see is the darkness. I told you I would hand you a list, tell you every single flaw, allow you to sign on the dotted line, knowing that you would renege on every single promise, every single word, that your light would eventually cast a shadow. But don't worry, I'm nocturnal. I've grown used to this darkness, and shadows have become my friends. That's the only thing they leave when they walk away.
Y'all open
All
your
right.
mics and show some love, please.
Thank you.
Spectacular work. Wow.
Both pieces were genius. Both pieces were, was that another freestyle?
Mr. Woods, quit trying to find reasons to beat me.
I'm not gonna beat you. My pen don't reach that far.
That was
But
another freestyle, sir, yes.
you better make sure you go back and write your works out of this live. Once it's up, I'll make sure that I send you the DM. Go back and get your work, Queen. It's powerful, and it's not something that should be um uh without revisit. You have to take that with you. That's something that you should share in other rooms and help heal some other people in the process. Beautiful work. Beautiful work.
Mr. Witch, remember the Book of Eli?
I love the Book of Eli. I was hoping they make a part 2 to that. I love it.
Mr. Witch, I'm Eli. It just will not stop. Sometimes I wish I could shut it off.
No, don't ever cast that spell on yourself. God gives you what you're supposed to have, and when you denounce it, He'll take it from you. So never do that to yourself. Know that the power that you have is not by accident.
I had to go answer phone and I only caught the beginning, but I just gotta say that original line, when a dragon is born, so is the blade that slays it or something. That was ingenious. That's some good work right there.
Yeah, you got to go get that. I'll make sure that it's up for you. And if you don't write it down, I'm gonna write it down and send it to you. So you better make sure you do your work. You got homework to do.
Yes, sir.
Y'all continue to love on Foxy Gems. Gemini Fox, as y'all know her. She's Foxy Gems to me, always been. And you do cry beautifully, because that poem was a cry out, and it was beautifully penned, but beautifully spoken. All right. That being said, y'all continue to love on her. Please put your handle, your IG handle in the chat, so that those who aren't following you can find you and follow you and keep up with you, and continue to pour into each other. With that being said, y'all open up your hearts, your mics, and show some love to my brother Messiah Payne.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, man. I'll jump right into it. This first piece is called God's Voice. The empty man considers his place in God's promised deliverance. Bereft, his imagination obeying the law between eternity and perennial disorder. As all surfaces shatter, God finally speaks. Yet the word stretches deaf and blind on the tongue, as purpose stridently corrodes the yearning. Mirages, lushly decadent, display callously in thoughts where divine beauty supposedly enters. But there emerges a different beauty, not divine, mortal, the kind of mortality that savors respites, incarnate and meant to die. The empty man delivers this beauty. He speaks in the space where the word of God is seemingly silent. The empty man speaks the word more immaculately than those who claim to hear the voice of God. For God's voice is unheard, and God's word unutterable, and God's promises remain unfulfilled to the mortal gauge, suffering intransigence through transience. The empty man fulfills his promise. His beauty is in his emptiness. His purpose searches for him in places ecstatic and abject, no longer yearning or direct, for his direction is broken. His fate is to travail the illimitably obscure. His purpose elusive, always out of reach, resists his mortality. Therefore his experience, his becoming, demonstrates emptiness. As he imagines God, God's form perfectly ordered and opaque, he absconds his mutual mystique with this God, paradoxically inimical and genial to each other's inaccessibility. As he considers his humanity, this bare temporality limiting knowledge, he must first end, then begin again, reckoning the singular gift mortality, the silence of God's word bestows to him, his self. And here is the second poem. It's called Enlightenment. Lifetimes will cease here, like the death of the final star. My substance slowly ebbs. A few billion years, this single second. I extend across universes. I find myself worlds apart, infinite time, infinite place. My thoughts, no longer impulses, sought incomparably, then mirthfully liberated. You might see me again, where karmic footprints end, on the distant shore where the sea begins and never ends, where today, tomorrow, and yesterday slip through your fingers like water. I return to you as the world in your mind opens, the world's totality, an untethered imagining, a dream from the eternal, immemorial semblance, a patient instinct universalizing love. Touch me and feel flesh, but know me and feel no reason, no definition, no pain, effortless. To be is no longer a verb rationalizing striving, embodying universal paradox for how profound yet simple, fragile, and elusive it is to be. Find me where you are no longer waiting. This world brimming over like the sun leaping exuberantly from dark cesspools in time. I step in grace, leaving love and truth behind, for concepts bind, and freedom, not merely a word. Finally, it is. Thank you.
Ow! God damn.
Y'all might
That was fire.
Ooh, that was powerful.
Thank you.
Wow. Amazing.
Messiah, fire.
Thank
Doctor
you.
Strange.
Always, man. I really enjoyed that first piece too about God's voice and how we search for it, but we don't recognize it. You know, it's the way that we are being spoke to.
Yeah.
It's not like me and you. It's not that direct verbal conversation where you're gonna hear it, but you're gonna recognize it. You know what I'm saying? You know, that conversation is being had in every breath of your life. You know what I'm saying? And you know, a lot of times we feel through these trials that we might not be led to where we are. But you know, every journey that you have, every obstacle, you are led there to learn from it. And if you haven't learned from it, then you'll repeat it, you know, through a different fashion, down a different lane, but it'll be the same lesson, you know. God's constantly working on us, man, working on us all, you know. That piece just really spoke volume to me with trying to recognize that actual voice. You know what I'm saying? Because we all find ourselves talking to God in our damnedest moments. You know, I don't think none of us speak to God as loud as we do when we're on our knees, surrender. You know, they say blessings can be sold in disguise because the bigger the blessing, the the more distant the prayer. And that may sound weird to some, because some of us may really find that connection where we just, you know, we truly thank God for the blessings, you know. But again, I think the bigger the blessings, the further we get from the acknowledgement that we were guided there. It's when we are in our damnedest moments that we're begging to be pulled back up. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Thank you for sharing two powerful pieces, brother, as always. Appreciate
Thank you.
our space.
Thank you.
With that being said, man, y'all continue to show that love, Messiah. Make sure you put your IG handle into the chat so those who aren't following you can connect with you and build with you outside of these small walls. That being said, y'all open up your hearts and mics and show some love to the naked poet.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
I got so into Messiah Payne's poetry that I forgot I was next right after him. So here's this piece. I wanted to taste your poem, but you kissed the words off my lips, smearing the sonnets across my face, twisting the alliterations of my tongue, taking my similes out of my breath, leaving me with metaphors, personified in the tears escaping from my eyes, tarnished on the teeth marks you left on my skin, branding me. I tasted your poem, but it left blisters on the insides of my cheeks, a chemical flavor I can't seem to wash out with Listerine. Your tongue was invasive, pushed itself to the back of my throat, and I had thought you just loved hard, but I realized you were having me absorb you into my entirety. Every molecule of me fused with you, taking me on a roller coaster ride into a familiar tragedy. And I find myself addicted, wanting the taste of your poem, fiending for the taste of your poem once more, even when knowing your love is all caps, brutally psychologically violent, but the facts are inconsequential of my want for the taste of your poem. So that's one. And I'm just gonna randomly pick one from these poems I write myself.
That was nice. That was well penned right there.
Thank you. A poem is kind of old. It was only the first 3 lines in 2021, and then I was rewriting old poems, and the rest of it came out in October of this year. So
one thing that I've learned about the message is it comes to you. You know, you have to have, the understanding of the message before you can pin it. So you may have a concept or idea that may spark into your mind, but it ain't until you take that journey and get that understanding that you know what it is for you to write. So thank you for going back and revisiting.
oh, I'm grateful for it myself. Okay, let's see. I think this next one, I might just have that one. All right. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do that one, and that was it for right now. But thank you.
But thank you. We respect it.
you.
Thank you for sharing it with us. Hope to hear some more from you, get you in here more often with us.
I've been missing all the ones because I've been coming in late from work and stuff. But I'm glad I made it here today, and I'm glad I got to listen to some people. I'm gonna stay in through the rest of the evening. So, but yeah, I will definitely attempt to be back for next Wednesday if next Wednesday happens.
Blessings on that. Please put your information in the your IG handle and everything in the chat so that those who aren't following you can. And again, we can continue to grow this family.
Right, gotcha.
All right, big love. Thank you for being here, Queen. All right, y'all keep loving on the Naked Poet. And while y'all doing that, open up your hearts and your mics and show some love to CC Ashagra.
CC, yeah.
Did he walk away?
Oh.
Okay, here he is. You're muted, brother. We can't hear you.
Oh, okay, that's okay. Yeah. So I had to log in twice in order to pull this off. Hold on. Okay, there's the sound. All right, so this is another experiment. This is a relatively new piece. But the www.cornwall library, CORNWAL library.org, the event page. It's a really big deal that I got to pull this off. It's 10 poets from around the world, 10 poets from around the nation, and the library's inviting 10 poets to read. It's a pretty nice space. It takes months to get in there. Past the board in the library, and they got 2-camera Zoom system with a big screen, and it's a quiet room. So it's a big deal, especially for this neck of the woods. So this is called The Creator of Dreams. Sometimes you let all the blame go, so the original you can become the creator of dreams. Darkness born, here comes the storm. A truth untold to the youth of old. Older than all your birthdays. Older than time. Sometimes you let all the blame go, so the original you can become the creator of dreams. A trauma reigned before words came, till books could seed worlds born to read. Faster than all birthdays, faster than pain. Sometimes you just close your eyes in order to see the pain leave. Sometimes you just close your eyes just to understand why you're not free. The clock of love was running. The dawn of lost was found. There is apparently a tightrope high above, no net or ground. The beginning of an ending, not the flip of the same coin. And another soul time dawns here in this dimension. There's no war. Sometimes you just close your eyes in order to see the pain leave. Sometimes you just close your eyes to understand why you're not free. Sometimes you let all the blame go. So the original you can become the creator of dreams.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
That'd be
I
you, the creator.
love it. I just love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
I love the
Well,
mad. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for the mad love from you guys. I swear to God. I keep
Great
trying to
work,
say,
CC.
I can't play. I can't sing. I'm a poet. I can't. He goes, no, you can. You can. Now I'm stuck with 12 brand new songs.
man, awesome. That's what I love to hear, that you continue to work
So
on
really
your craft.
important, the Cromwell thing, cromwelllibrary.org/events. Just please go there and help me make this thing happen. It's a big deal to get past the library board and pull this whole thing off. Just click on the Zoom thing, whether you can make it or not. If I can get that number up, they're going to give me another one, and then they're going to let me do it biannually. So, and sign up to read, even though it's full. And if you're there and there's overtime and you're one of the people that happen to stick around, maybe you could read, but I can't promise that because it's upward of 30 poets in 3 hours. But 5 minutes apiece, there should be a window at the end. So, but the more people that sign up or just click the whole thing, it makes a difference to them because the board doesn't look at anything but numbers sometimes, some of them.
I did it one time. I'll try to be more consistent. What day is that again?
This is a one-off event that happened last spring, and they took me 5 months for them to say I could do 2 a year. This is a unique thing. It's called the International Poetry Hybrid Day event, and it's this Saturday from 2 until 5. And I'll put it in the chat. It's just www.cornwalllibrary.org/events. Anybody want to send me an email at arshagra@gmail.com? I'll send you, a picture of these 3 flyers that I made for it with all the people that are going to be on it and from where around the world they are. A lot of names you know and love are going to be there.
Nice.
Including Ron Whitehead, that a lot of people don't know about. Lupert, Alexandra, people know. A girl from Zimbabwe, I never heard of. Ray Jane is going to be there. Lots of beautiful people.
Awesome.
And,
please put it in the chat so that we can
10 people from around the world, 10 people from around the nation, and the library is going to let 10 people get up to the mic, and it's going to go in the round. It's a pretty amazing little thing. They're going to run the tech. They let me in there. They have the room. They're using their website, and they sent it out. So it's a little melanin.
Can you drop the link in the chat?
Absolutely. You were there last year without
I was there last time.
Gustav was one of the people that made it happen. There was a few people that made it into the first one. Without that, they wouldn't have nothing to look at to say you could do it again. So there's another one coming up in the spring. I don't know how it's going to work because I have to deal with what they like and from where and then how, and their website used to suck and it couldn't do things, and I'm babbling on too much.
What date is it again?
I'm going to put it in the chat. Cornwall
put it in the chat, brother, so we have it specific.
Yeah, just email me and I'll just email arshagra@gmail.com and I'll send you the whole kit and caboodle. But for now, just as many people as possible that would at least say they're going to go to the Zoom thing. If I could flood that, then this is going to make a difference in the corner of Connecticut. They don't even know there are poets online. There's I would say that 90% of the population don't even know this is happening.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal. It's a big deal. It's outside of Hartford too. So let's
make it even bigger, brother. Put it in the
I'll send
chat,
you the list, and yeah,
we'll get on top of it.
All right, I'll put it in the chat. But thank you,
All right.
and thank you, Gustav. Yeah.
Thank you, CC. We appreciate you, my brother.
Oh, I appreciate everyone here. You guys are amazing.
As well as yourself, man. Thank you so much for being here with us. Y'all
I
keep
just
that
signed
energy.
up for the chat.
I love it. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all keep that love going. Thank you, Naked Poet. Y'all keep loving on our brother CC Arshagra. And while y'all doing that, open up your hearts and your mics and let's show some love to our brother Raina. Thank you for your patience, brother. I know you've been here for a while. I call the names as they're actually popped up or on the screen. And I know sometimes it shifts. So it's really a weird pattern, but thank you for hanging in there with us tonight.
No, that's cool, man. That's cool. I was lucky I don't have another meeting for another hour, so I had plenty of time today, so it was good. If I may, I'll just read a couple of pieces from my first book, Life, the Journey of the Soul. The first piece is called A Red Man's Calling. You run so fast, your feet barely touch the ground. In the still of night, your heavy heart weighs you down. In the vast wilderness, you yearn to be held and to hold. Still, when your body aches or your heart breaks, you stand all alone. Where has the young brave of the people of the land gone? Red man, why have you given up the fight? People still need you, even when you lose. Among us, dear brother, you flew like the mighty eagle. Today you sit perched, your wings tucked away so tight. Did you burn your great wings by flying too close to the sun? Your talons now seem so blunt, for you no longer fight. Pick up your knife, young brave. The Great Spirit still walks beside you. He is your creator. You are his son. You are now a man of ice. Your heart is sealed, frozen. Just as the ice changes its shape in the heat of the sun, you change your face to ensure no one ever knows you. Wow. You say goodbye before you even say hello. You conceal so well that which is the real you. Brother, do not be afraid to lose. Divine light shines through you. Walk each branch of the river. Do not fear each dead end. For in time, you will learn to return to the river, your very heart's desire. Do not be the dead tree offering a lean-to for the weary traveler. Instead, be a thriving tree of life. Let them explore your very core. Hold back the tears of fear, for they stain your smiling face. Let your love shine through. Open your eyes, for your world you must see. Red man, you touch many hearts of people in more ways than you know. Share with others what you learned when you lived among your people. Do not be selfish, friend. You must give of your true self. Bring light into dark corners. Live not in fear of the great unknown. The many battles you fought were easy compared to the battle of life. But you know life is the challenge of all. We must all win. For if even one is left behind, the whole is not complete. The parts of all arrows must find their mark. All broken arrows the Great Spirit will mend, for he is master of us all. He loves all his children. Favor shines on no one. Let your sleeping soul now awake. Fill your cup with life. Draw back your tired shoulders. Pick up your gleaming arrows. Walk the burning sands. They will not burn your feet. Play the battles of life. They are yours to win. You will not lose. Then return to Nirvana, the golden place where your throne awaits you. That's the piece, and the next one's a bit shorter, and it's called Healing Hearts.
That was a beautiful read.
Thank you, Mr. Witz. Thank you. I wrote that many, many years ago while traveling. Healing Hearts, as we come together one day in each week, we assemble close together, a warm circle of human life, simple people from various walks of life, born of a God, visiting a school dressed in human form. Life on earth being our school, where together we learn the simple purification of a divine soul. The reason we gather to heal those built of matter, the sick and the lost. This is in the world we live in. Be it our loved ones or be it our foes, this causes no change. For we are children of the universe, each playing our roles. Our aim is to cause divine light to shine in dark corners, to help those who live in the dark, to walk a path of divine order. Are we doctors or surgeons of science? Oh no, nothing so elaborate. We are but simple vessels, channels of divine love. The power of our healing comes not from ourselves. We purely heal through the love in the name of our Creator. The power granted by Him, our divine source. Working with healing ministers, we carry out divine intention, aiding those who suffer disharmony within their soul. Our method is not of a new age, quite old in fact, shown to us by a simple man. Name him what you like. Did he not heal the sick in the name of our Father, the Creator? Did he not heal the blind through the power of unconditional love? Was he not but a simple channel of his Father's divine love? As I seize pen to paper, I leave you this. When one believes in divine magic, one has the power of the Creator at his command.
Beautiful work. Y'all open your mics and show some love to the poet.
Oh my God, I
Yeah.
love hearing you recite. Yes, one has the power of the
Beautiful.
Creator as his hands. I love that last line as well. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
Really strong work.
And
Thank you.
we're all creators. It's that equilibrium between that creation and destruction that comes with the price of learning to be a creative. That a creative act contains a destruction. That's why I love that dragon line so much. It's really beautiful. We come into form, and yet we're up against formless. Science and religion, all these dichotomies are fucking waste. You know, our job is big. We're tightrope walkers.
Thank you. Thank you, Gifted.
Well said.
And thanks for the opportunity to speak on this, Mr. Witz, to recite on this platform. Always a pleasure.
And always an honor to have you too, brother. I wanted to say that what I got from there that I really appreciated is that there's a light in all of us. We all have the light of God shining in us, and we all are a lamp light for one another along these dark roads. You know, I'm gonna just leave it at that. But it was a beautiful recite. Both pieces were amazingly beautiful. Thank you.
Rainier,
Thank you, Mr. Witz. Thank you.
Rainier, I only have one word for you. Not a whole lot of words, just one word that come to mind as you recite your poems and I listen to the words. Sterling, just simply sterling. That's it.
Thank you. Much gratitude. I'm honored.
Beautiful family. Grown Man Speed, did you like to share with us tonight? Okay, perfect.
Grown Man Speed.
We're gonna end the night off with you. So y'all give some love one more time to our brother Rainer. And as y'all doing that, open your hearts and your mics and let's show some love to Grown Man Speed.
Yeah. Let's go.
What's good? What's happening?
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
we can.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
We hear you,
yeah.
brother.
Come on, grown man.
I was working on something the other day. I was inspired by a friend of mine, and it's unfinished, but I'll go into it. A self-proclaimed great nation, not actually being governed greatly. There is something disturbing about this. There is something diabolical happening here. Actions which are devilishly sinister, supplying weapons and funding genocide in efforts to stay atop of the food chain. Innocent civilians dying tragically, men, women, and children. They keep saying the world has gone mad, while the so-called chosen leaders are either silent or have chosen to be stupid. The American people don't support the war. The American government doesn't support the voices of its very own people. Leaders aren't leading anyone anywhere. Our leaders aren't leading at all. As we all continue to fall from grace, instead, there are liars who are liable. People have grown tired of politicians lying, playing games with lives of children, the children right here and the children over there. Democrat or Republican, does it even matter? When innocent lives are being shattered, we're all being shaken to our very core by the effects of this tragic war on innocent civilians. To be continued.
Powerful, brother. You got another one for us?
Yeah, let me
Okay, cool. I ain't trying to rush you, just checking though. But yeah, that was a powerful read, man. Thank you for that piece.
I read some poetry just recently, like last Friday, and one of my elders spoke to me about writing something for uh, the conflict going on in Palestine, and so that was what came out. So, okay, I'll go with this since it's the first thing that popped up. Atonement. For many years, I had to father myself, hearing stories and fables about the man my father was, all because he was a ghost. A ghost of a man to me. I speak in volumes like dictionaries and encyclopedias without ever speaking recklessly. And times I can even see my father in me, as if I'm looking into a broken mirror. My heart bleeds for the children, the ones who grew up just like me. But now that I'm older, I sit back, breathe, and relax without holding any animosity. Time moves forward, backwards, as I'm reminded of the moments, the father and son moments, moments that never happened. Time moving forward, backwards, as his absence created something so deeply divine inside of me. So much more that needs to be said as thousands of thoughts move around inside of my head each day and night. I fight with my father's demons, yet I know that he loved me even if he didn't know how to love. My dad gave me his style, but absolutely nothing is given freely because everything in life comes with a fee. I knew that he'd eventually have to grow up without him. I knew that I'd have to eventually grow up without him being there. I guess he wasn't prepared for me in his life as time moved forward backwards. In peace.
Wow.
Appreciate you.
No, we appreciate
It's not
you,
finished.
brother.
It's not finished. I'm working on it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're piecing it together so well. A couple of lines have been put into the chat that were already powerful. One that's missing that I would like to add to it is I fought with my father's demons, even if he didn't know how to love.
Yes.
You know,
He
that
passed
like
away. He just passed away in May. And so
I remember your posting on
yeah,
IG when you was going to the funeral and stuff.
right.
Yeah, I do remember. So, sympathy, condolences, excuse me, go with you. And
Yeah,
our
sure.
love is with you on that, brother. Um, I understand that separation because of the absence of time spent with my father,
Right.
through, all through life. My father's still here and there's still an absence. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's
Wow.
still
Yep.
things, it's still conversations that's never been had that
Mm.
I don't see ever being had.
Yeah, true indeed. Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
just that nakedness, brother, was so appreciated. Um, I can't wait till you get that message all the way out the way you
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
Because you're helping others by expressing it. So
Right.
thank you.
True indeed. You're welcome,
That
fam. Yeah, yeah.
that
Thank you.
last night. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, thanks for the opportunity. Go ahead, sis.
That line. Does it say as time is moving forward backwards?
Yes. As time is moving forward backwards.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's one of the profound lines. Also, I could see my father in me just like looking into a broken mirror.
I have definitely seen my father in me.
Mm.
Yeah. And so yeah, he passed away in May, and it's like I got to write a poem, for his eulogy and stuff like that. And,
Right.
I mean, being the poet, whenever there's something goes on in the family, whenever there's a death or whenever someone passes on, then I'm always requested to write a poem, right?
Right.
Like that goes with being the poet in the family, right? And so
That means they give a shit. You're lucky.
Yes, sir. No,
right
Yeah.
on.
that's
Job.
real.
Yeah.
That's like,
That's real.
Yeah.
that's a lot better than get a job. I'll tell you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel those shoes at times myself. But I choose who I want to write those poems for.
Right.
And
Definitely.
because it's
It's unique.
personal and that you have to be vulnerable a little bit, and you also have to be diplomatic as
Right.
well, in respect to their final resting, and
Mhm.
so yeah, I understand where you're coming from in regards to that being the house poet or the family poet. Um,
Yeah.
and I also understand the dynamics of losing a loved one, like a parent or a guardian, and someone that's have unresolved
Yeah. That was something.
history with. So
Yeah.
this is a good way of healing and dealing with that. Yeah.
Yes. I'm
You
constantly healing and we still grieving, but
Right.
I've written plenty of poems and included, bits and pieces and because my father was a great storyteller. So,
Yeah.
he could sit down and
you
tell
might
me,
be a storyteller too. You're just on your way there.
yeah, I'm
It's
arriving.
both your poems were really a big deal to me because I'm a grandson of an Armenian genocide survivor, and I never waved that flag because
Mhm.
he taught me no hate, no vengeance, and no enemy. I don't know anybody who doesn't know who killed their people or who it wasn't me that killed my people. They were else before me. Somebody,
Yeah.
almost everybody I know is one of those two things. And I don't know too many people who got raised. That's why my name is Arshagra, because Arshag was my grandfather's name.
Mm.
And I took it. And the life I was living, I just left and just started all over again. So
Wow.
but it's not about Armenia and the Turks. It's not about the Jews and the Germans. It's not about the Irish and the British. It's about fucking hate.
Yeah.
It's about hating the other, and it's about the other. So you're covered a lot between the political poem about not political and not Democrat and not Republican and who to vote for. Although I am probably going to vote for Cornel West, but
Yeah, I heard about
so
that.
that's a voice. That motherfucker. His voice alone is worth it, even if the whole thing's a shit show. And I knew Jill Stein, so I've been a friend. That's another story, but it's hate. It's like an energy. It's like that. In order to, I say this, in order to understand who we are as a life form on a planet and the human story, you have to go through the Nuremberg trials. You have to go through the Nuremberg trials and see what happened with Operation Paperclip and what happened to eugenics through the Nuremberg trial, through Nazi science, to America, into the birth of the CIA. And I mean, nothing doesn't line up. Nothing doesn't line up. When you thread that little thread through that little eye of the needle, you'll see that a lot of the shit just lines up, and the big why goes away. Why can't we all just get along? Well, because eugenics has got a different game plan, and they're playing 200-year games.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. I know it's scary to say, but it's even scarier to shut up.
Right.
How's
That's
that
not.
for
Yeah.
It's even scarier to
Understood.
shut up. Anyway, yeah, our job is not easy.
For sure.
Well,
Thank you,
that's
fam.
good. That's good food, man. Thank you for adding that in there too. CC, give us some background, and it's always good to have some research, some knowledge to go back and chase down facts, actual facts. I think that's important. But yeah, we're gonna give in and shut it down. I gotta get up early in the morning. I know I'm not the only one. I still got to make sure I get this saved up and recorded so that I can share it back with you all. But I want to say I'm grateful for you all to continue to be in this space, to continue to share and open up your hearts and embrace one another the way you do. Bromance B, please put your information in the chat before we close out, so those who aren't following you can keep up with you, and we can continue to grow this family. I love you all genuinely, and I'm overwhelmed with the love that y'all continue to bring into this room. Thank y'all for being here again.
Thank you for making it happen.
Thank you. Have a good
Yeah,
night,
thank
everyone.
you, Mr. Witz, beloved poets. Love you all.
Love you all.
Love you
See
too,
around.
Megas.
Right
Good
back.
night.
Good
Good
night,
night,
all.
Everyone,
Good night,
blessings.
all.
Night.
Definitely see you around.
All right.
And y'all make sure y'all tapping in with each other again. You know, be
Thank you,
bigger than
Rainier.
these screens. Be
Yeah.
bigger than these
Thank you, Miss Beth.
interactions.
Absolutely,
that we
absolutely. That's what this hybrid